PPE is the last resort when putting in control measures to protect workers from the risks identified. PPE only protects the wearer while being worn correctly. If it fails, PPE offers no protection at all. The PPE provided to you will be identified in the risk assessment carried out by your employer. This hazards and risks assessment will determine what is required in order to protect your eyes, hearing, feet, head, hands, and body, including preventing you from breathing in harmful substances. So let's look at the basic PPE you wear daily and consider the correct way to wear it and the compatibility between items. Eye protection. This PPE protects you from hazards such as chemicals or metal splashes, dust, projectiles, gases, and vapors. The PPE options available are safety spectacles, face shields, visors, and the most common, goggles. How would you fit and wear goggles correctly? To ensure these are worn correctly, make sure the goggles are fitted securely, there are no gaps between the face and the goggles, there's no visible damage to the goggles. Make sure they're clean. Hearing protection is required to prevent noise-induced hearing loss and other hearing complaints such as tinnitus. How could this interfere with other PPE kit? Your hard hat may not fit correctly. There could be a gap in your goggles. Consider alternatives. Use earplugs or defenders attached to helmet. Safety footwear must be steel toe-capped and ideally with midsole protection. What types of injury does safety footwear prevent? Broken toe, injury to foot, twisted ankle, cuts or punctures from falling objects, contact with chemicals. Head protection. Head protection is necessary to protect you from the hazards of impacts from falling or flying objects, the risk of head bumping or hair entanglement. The most commonly worn is a hard hat. Always wear your hard hat when instructed to do so. Keep it clean. Keep it safe. Your company has an obligation to provide you with it, and you have an obligation to your company to keep it safe. Make sure your helmet is within its expiry date. Never wear it if it shows signs of being damaged. Use it for things it is not intended for. Ignore it when any of your colleagues aren't wearing theirs, or wear it if the cradle inside is damaged or missing. High visibility clothing is worn so you are visible to others, and different types are required in different working environments. What are the common problems associated with its use? Wearing your jacket incorrectly. The jacket is faded or dirty. Incorrect items are worn, or jacket isn't visible. Gloves. Gloves provide protection from hazards such as temperature extremes, impact chemicals, abrasions, skin infection, disease, or contamination. There are many types of gloves available for use. What are the key considerations when selecting the right gloves to wear? What job are you about to do? You need to consider the materials you are handling, the grip needed, and the level of dexterity required. What hazards are you exposed to? These may include chemicals, heat, or electrical and mechanical hazards. Pick a size of glove which fits you correctly, and also consider if you have any allergies to the materials they're made from. The working environment. This includes the temperature and whether you are working in wet conditions. Identify and discuss the mandatory PPE requirements on your site and other hazards which require PPE to be worn. When undertaking some tasks, there are certain risks that require you to wear specific PPE in addition to the basic PPE. Protective overalls are worn when undertaking concrete pouring operations. You must make sure you wear them correctly. Start by sitting down. Remove footwear. Put one leg into the overall at a time and replace footwear. What safety footwear is appropriate for individuals undertaking concreting operations? Replace footwear. Put on gloves. Stand up and pull up overalls. Put on your mask and goggles, pull up hood and zip up. The gloves must be made of an impervious material such as PVC to reduce the risk of exposure to concrete on the hands. Be careful not to contaminate the overalls, face mask or goggles if using previously worn gloves. Wearing a safety harness while working at heights will only provide protection if you select the right size for the user, one size does not fit all, it is correctly fitted, it is properly adjusted, you carry out pre-use checks every time it is worn. For example, look at the fabric and check for cuts, nicks, abrasions or heat damage. Check the D-rings and buckles are in a sound condition and not corroded or twisted. Store your harness in a dry place, away from contaminants. Hold harness by back D-ring. Shake harness to ensure that all straps fall into place. If chest, leg or waist straps are buckled, release strap and unbuckle. Slip straps so D-ring is located in middle of back shoulder blades. Pull leg straps between legs and connect opposite ends. Repeat with second leg strap. If you're using a belted harness, connect waist strap after leg strap. Connect chest strap and position in mid-chest area. Tighten to keep chest straps taut. After all straps have been buckled, tighten all buckles so the harness fits snug but allows full range of movement. Pass excess strap through loop keepers. The fit of the harness should be tight enough to insert a flat hand comfortably between the harness and your body. A badly fitting harness will increase the chances of potential injury in the case of a fall. You must receive formal training before wearing a harness to work at heights, and always consider the manufacturer's instructions for use. Construction dusts pose a big risk to worker health, with silica dust created from cutting and grinding products such as concrete being one of the biggest threats to you. Your employer must put in place control measures to suppress construction dusts, and you're required to follow and use them. Where a risk of exposure still exists, your employer is responsible for identifying when RPE needs to be worn. They are also responsible for the supply of RPE when undertaking tasks which will expose you to harmful dusts. The RPE will only be effective if fitted and worn correctly. Your employer is also required to undertake face fit testing assessments to ensure the RPE supplied can be worn correctly by you, as they come in different designs and sizes. As dust masks are the most common RPE worn on site, let's take a closer look at how to fit and wear them correctly. Firstly, hold the dust mask in your hand with the straps hanging down and untangled. Seat your chin firmly in the chin cup of the mask. This can be difficult if the mask is the wrong size, so you might need to try a different size or a different model. The position of the upper strap is over the crown of the head above the ears, not over them, and the lower strap should go around the back of the neck. Strap should be pulled tight, firmly but not painfully. The edge of the mask must seal to the face. Irregularities such as moles, scars or facial hair in the areas of the face shield can prevent this. Leaks are often around the nose. If the mask has a nose clip, take special care to firmly shape to the nose. Long hair or sideburns can get trapped in the seal and cause leaks. Fitting your face mask in front of a mirror can help you fit the face mask more reliably. Does all your PPE fit? Is it in good working order? Is it compatible with each other? And finally, a reminder. You have a duty to wear PPE provided, store PPE correctly when not being worn, keep PPE clean, report any damage to PPE, not adjust, modify or tamper with PPE provided.